Happy Friday. It has just started pouring with rain here, so I'm hoping you can hear me okay over the noise, which sounds absolutely amazing. I'm Tash Vanzetti, Discovery Coach and Mentor, and today I have 2 questions I want you to ask yourself. They are questions that you should be asking yourself every day, at least every week, and being really honest about the answers that you're giving yourself, because we are really great at justifying the things we don't want to look into and justifying why we haven't done the things that we need to do. Let me know you're jumping on, who's here, so I can say hello. I've got fresh tea and I'm listening to the beautiful rain, but there are 2 questions that I keep asking myself that I want to share with you so you can ask yourself as well. First question. I just had to look down because I've written down a heap of notes. I've got about 27 questions you should ask yourself, but I'm going to limit it to 2 for today. First question. Are you happy with what you've got done this week? Are you happy with where you're sitting right now? I'm pretty happy because I'm sitting listening to the beautiful rain and drinking tea. So I'm pretty happy with that. What I found this morning when I asked myself that question is I wasn't happy. I had let my expectations and my assumptions get the better of me. I had allowed my expectation of where I thought I would be on a certain project get me down. And why we need to ask that question, are we really happy with where we are right now, is because we have to check in with ourselves and see if our expectation was too high, if the thing that we're trying to do is, if you're doing it for the right reasons, and also are we acknowledging how far we've already come. So there's a particular project I'm working on. I thought it would be live by now. It's not. That's okay. But I was getting a bit bummed. I was like, oh man, I wish I had that finished by now. But when I looked back, I reframed and I looked back and I said, well, how much have you actually done? Where is the project at? And when I looked at everything I had done towards that project, everything I had learned, everything I discovered, everything I had figured out, eliminated as much as added to, all of those beautiful things, I realized I was actually further along than I was giving myself credit for. Hey, Rachel, how are you? So when you ask yourself, are you really happy with where you are right now? Be really honest and open. Are you happy with things because you're doing great work and you're doing the things you want to do and you're fighting the mind shit to actually go and get the things done? Or are you just setting too high an expectation on yourself and you're kind of selling yourself a little bit short for what you've actually achieved? The other one I want you to ask yourself is, what are you avoiding? So what's coming up each week that you know you need to do and yet you are completely avoiding it? You've probably got 1,001 perfectly justified excuses as to why you're not doing the thing that you know you need to do. And I'm not talking about the things you should do. I'm talking about the growth tasks, the things that are going to help you move forward, the things that are going to help you clear the blocks or the self-sabotage or the things that are going on behind the scenes and bubbling under the surface. What are those jobs? What are those insights? What are those questions? What's the work that you're avoiding right now? What have you completely justified off your to-do list this week? And yet you know that next week it's going to go back on there. You know that it's really something that has to get done. I find that when I get stressed or overwhelmed, one of my first go-tos, and I'm getting better, but one of my first go-tos is avoidance. I don't want to think about it. I don't want to look at it. It's too hard. It's too scary. The thought of it makes me want to hurl a little bit. But they're the jobs that I need to do. They're the things that will move me forward. They're the things that will help me grow. And at the end of the day, when I actually go and do that thing that was terrifying me or making me feel a little bit sick, it's not nearly as bad as I thought it was going to be. It's not nearly as tough or scary, or the outcome is not nearly as scary as I thought it was going to be. So they're the 2 questions I want you to ask yourself on this lovely wet Friday afternoon. Are you happy with what you've achieved this week? Yes or no? And look at why. Why are you happy with your progress? Are you acknowledging how far you've already come? Are you acknowledging things that you can let go of that might still be on your to-do list, but they're just not getting done for the right reasons? They're not getting done because it doesn't align with what your bigger picture is. You've said yes to it for the wrong reasons. There's a lot of reasons we can say no to things. And then the other one is, what are you avoiding? What is that really important list or really important job or project or exercise or work? Often it's the deep work that we don't want to go into because it's scary and it's uncertain. What are you avoiding? What are you putting off that you need to go and do? Is it asking for help on a project? Is it letting go of something? Is it I don't know. What is it? Tell me. What are you avoiding? And if you are scared by it, if you're stressed out by it, is avoidance your go-to mechanism for that? This comes up not just with myself. I mean, I've danced this dance a lot, but when I work with clients as well, we really go through and work out what their shoulds are, but what are the things they really have to do that they're avoiding? Why are they so uncertain about it? What is the story that they've created around the thing that they need to do, and yet they're not doing it? We get 2 weeks, 2 months, 6 months, 12 months, 5 years down the track, and they still haven't done the thing they need to do. Now, it could be pivoting your business. It could be leaving your job. It could be asking for a raise. It could be sorting out your finances. It could be cleaning up your office. I mean, there's a million different things that we need to do to move ourselves forward, to declutter, to clean the slate, to clear things out, to let go of the old stuff. One of my biz buddies this morning said that she finally went through the piles of notebooks that had been growing in her office for past clients, past projects, past iterations of a business that no longer served her. And yet she couldn't fully let go of that because it was sitting there as a physical reminder in these notebooks, sitting there as a physical reminder of the stuff that either hadn't worked, that she'd had to say no to, that she didn't want to do anymore, whatever the things were. So what she did was she actually tore those pages out and threw them in the fire. Bye-bye. What a way to let go. So I want you to think about the things you're avoiding. Think about why you're avoiding them. Is it because they're scary or you don't know how? If you don't know how to do something and you're avoiding it because of that, the simple solution is just to ask someone, just to reach out for support and get some help. With anything that we're avoiding, again, if it's up to us, we can completely justify our way out of it. But if you really want to get it done, if you know it's going to help you grow and evolve and move forward with your ideas, then you need to get support. You need to say, hey, I'm getting stuck. I'm not doing the things I want to do, and I need some help to figure out why. And that's what I can help you with. So I want you to go into the weekend having asked those 2 questions, having been completely open and honest with the answers, and then assess what you need to do. Is it that you just need to self-motivate and get it done? Potentially. Is it that you need to celebrate everything you've done this week and recognize how far along you've come and just be really happy with where you are right now instead of trying to figure out all of the hows, the next 5 years and your grand plan and everything else that's going along with that? Okay, so 2 little questions that I wanted to ask. I ask them of myself quite regularly, and I think they're really great questions to sort of get a snapshot and a reality check of where you really are sitting right now and where you might need some support, where you might be avoiding the tasks that you need to get done to move yourself forward, to move out of the state that you're in. And sometimes it's not a bad place, but sometimes we know, actually more often than not, we know there's more out there for us, that we can do more, we can do better. We're just not allowing ourselves to do that. So they are the 2 questions I want you to ask yourself today. They are the 2 questions I want you to ask yourself every single week. Check in with yourself, be really honest and open about the answers that are coming up. Don't try and justify them away, and then check in with what do you need to do next. All right, I'm going to go finish my tea. The rain has just stopped, so of course it was pouring with rain while I was doing this video instead of allowing me to sit there and look at it out the window, which I love to do. So yeah, they're the questions I want you to ask yourself. And if you're brave, put your answers in the comments. If it resonates with you, put your answers in the comments. Let me know. If someone else needs to hear this, then share this video. And that's what I want you to create, the habit of asking yourself those questions and being really open and honest about the answers. All right, I'm going to finish my tea and I will talk to you soon. See ya.